That's a lot of cameras.
Yeah. It is. It'll just be one time, though. Just tell us, how are you feeling going into the game? We know that this is a big deal between the two teams, and especially when you both are doing pretty successful this year.
I feel great. This is the most exciting time of the year for us. Obviously, this is winning the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. This game is our most important goal in our program. It's something that we talk about year-round, and so excited. I feel like our team's in a good place. Obviously, having an extra week to get ready for the game is critical. We're a little banged up. Give us time to heal and recover and get ahead in the game plan. So couldn't be more excited about Saturday.
Do you realize how important this is for so many families in this area in particular?
Yeah, no question. It's important for a lot of people. It's a very meaningful football game. There's no question about it. And we're going to represent ourselves the right way. I know that.
Two great programs this year, at least on the field, right? I mean, that doesn't happen every year.
Absolutely. I think this is the first time since 2017 that the winner of the game wins the Commander-in-Chief trophy. I think that's only happened 5 or 6 times maybe in the history of the Commander-in-Chief trophy. So, yeah, it's the fact that we're playing a really, really good Army football team. So I'd rather play an 11-1 conference championship or conference champion Army team than a 6-6 Army team. So it's going to be a great challenge. Got our hands full, but we're excited about it.
What does this game mean to you to know that you're coming into this? I mean, we see all the hoopla around and everything.
Yeah.
For you coming into it.
Well, for me, it's an honor and a privilege just to be a part of it. And so it's a great responsibility. I obviously want to make sure that we're as prepared as well as we possibly can be, and I feel like we are, and still have some preparation throughout the rest of this week. But it's a special game, and it's just a celebration of our armed forces, these young men that they're going to serve and lead in our armed forces when they're done here. And so for us to represent ourselves the right way and make people proud to watch us play on the field and the way we play the game is very important.
Army put a heck of a lot of good tape out there last Friday night. What impressed you the most? What's going to be some of the biggest concerns?
Yeah, well, a lot impressed me. That's a good two-lane football team that they beat. Offensively, offensive line is very good, very physical up front. Obviously, the quarterback's a special player. They've got really good skill around him as well, at slot, at wide out, at B-back. And so it's going to be a great challenge to defend them. And, they've done a great job of sustaining drives this year, and it's hard to get them off the field. And I think the biggest difference for them offensively this year is when they have, in rare occasions, gotten behind the sticks, they're able to get themselves out of those situations, converting on third down at a high clip and third and long, which for an academy team is a little bit unusual. Defensively, they're a top 10 defense in the country, so they're the most complete, well-rounded Army football team, the best Army football team that I've seen since I've been here. I got here in 2019.
You've been around this game for a while, but this is your second game as head coach. What lessons did you learn last year that you could only learn as head coach going into this game?
Yeah, I think just making sure that your team is in the right headspace. This is it's going to be a very emotional game, and you got to be careful about. You don't have to get them going for this game. You almost have to pull them back a little bit, and execution is more important than emotion in a game like this. And so we've got to be even keel, and we've got to take it one play at a time, and understand there's going to be some ups and downs in the course of the game. There's going to be some adversity, and you got to welcome that, and you got to move on to the next play. And so just keeping our team in the right headspace for the most part.
What has it been like sharing the conference with Army for the first time this year? And do you feel like with being able to face some of similar opponents and maybe provide some additional tape you can work with that this week's game?
Yeah, maybe so. I think it's awesome having them in the American Conference. It's a great addition to the conference. Obviously, we don't play them during the course of the regular season, and grateful and thankful that we've kept the integrity of this game, left it where it is. But yeah, certainly crossover film, and got some common opponents, and so you can dive into those tapes. But it's all about matchups, and it's always different, week to week. But I watch them every week, regardless of who they played on both sides of the football. But yeah, it's been awesome having them in the conference.
Coach, does having a good team kind of also act as kind of like a recruiting tool? I know, like when Villanova wins the basketball championship in the 80s, so many kids want to go to Villanova all of a sudden. And Clemson's on the map because of their football program. Do you find that at the academy that a winning program opens some eyes to some kids who maybe wouldn't have thought of maybe going?
Sure. It definitely doesn't hurt, and there's no question about that. You know, and I think the young man that decides to come to school here at the end of the day doesn't pick it for that reason alone. Obviously, there's a bigger purpose and for choosing the Naval Academy, but I think the exposure that you get when you're doing well and you're relevant and significant in the landscape of college football certainly impactful in recruiting.
What's it mean to have this game in your backyard? It doesn't always. The last time it was here was 2011. Yeah. It has been to Baltimore, but this is a once in a decade thing.
Yeah, I think it's awesome to have it here in our capital, and for us to be close to home. It's a 25-minute drive come over this morning, so it's great. It's love that it's here. This is a great venue. We're excited about playing in.
25 minutes. How did you get here in 25?
Well, may have been more like 30, but it wasn't too bad of a trip. I followed the bus.
You have a bowl game to deal with at the same time. Like, I know you can't conserve energy or all that, but how do you as a coaching staff prepare this game and a bowl game to deal with stuff?
Yeah, the only thing on our mind right now is this one coming up Saturday. And listen, we're excited about the bowl selection, getting to play in the Armed Forces Bowl. It's a prestigious bowl. Love what the bowl represents, and to play an opponent like Oklahoma in the SEC is great. Another great thing for us in recruiting. Texas is we have 30 players from the state of Texas, in our program, so it's a great recruiting tool for us as well. So, but we'll worry about that on Monday.
You told us in August that you were expecting a better team this year. I don't know if you guys exceeded expectations or what have you. Seeds of success for this season, in your opinion, were what?
Well, I knew we were going to be an improved football team. Didn't know exactly what that was going to look like, and I think certainly we've improved in a lot of different areas. And so excited about the season we've had. There's some games that we'd like been more competitive in. Obviously, Notre Dame and Tulane were disappointing games, and didn't feel like we played well enough to give ourselves a chance in those games. Outside of that, it's been a positive season for the most part. And winning this game on Saturday would finish this thing off pretty nicely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.